Welcome to Lesson 95, Reciprocals. Go ahead and write down these two words with their definitions. A reciprocal is a flipped fraction, and invert means to flip a fraction, or basically to create a reciprocal. We're going to look at examples of these today, and we're going to use it later to divide fractions. These two statements to your notes. The reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. The reciprocal of 3/2 is 2/3. So here you can see how a reciprocal is a flipped fraction. Each of these times we took a fraction and we inverted it. We flipped it to create the other fraction. Look at the other side. Whole numbers also have reciprocals. Remember, any whole number can be written as a fraction over 1. So if I have the number 2, that's the same thing as 2 over 1. Go ahead and write this down. The reciprocal of 2. And remember, 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. Is, if we flip that, if we invert 2 over 1, we get 1/2. And write this down as well. The product of any number and its reciprocal is 1. And underneath, write this example with me. If we have 3 over 2, and we multiply it by its reciprocal, which is 2/3, we're going to end up with 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, and that is 1. Let's do another one and write this one down as well. If I have 1/2 and multiply it by its reciprocal, which is 2 over 1, we're going to end up with 2/2, which is the same as 1. Use reciprocals to divide fractions. You don't have to write all of the words in the examples, but please write the problem, as in 1 divided by 2. So here are some examples. How many halves are in 1? We would write this 1 divided by 1/2. And our answer, if we think if I have a half, or sorry, if I have a whole, how many halves are in it, would be 2. So write that, 1 divided by 1/2 equals 2. How many thirds are in 1? We would write this 1 divided by 1/3. And we know that there are 3 thirds in 1. Again, how many fourths are there in 1? We can look at that. 1 divided by 1/4, and our answer is 4. Write this one. How much of 4 is in 1? So that would look like 1 divided by 4. And when we divide 1 into 4 parts, we get 1/4. This proves, and all the other examples do as well, that when we divide 1 by any number except for 0, the answer is its reciprocal. Here, we divide 1 by 4, and we get 1/4. I know I'm having you do a lot of writing today, but it's because I really want this to stick in your head. All right? Let's go ahead and write down each of these examples. So write out reciprocal of 5/6 equals. Product of 1/3 and its reciprocal equals. Reciprocal of 4 equals. Divide 1 divided by 3/4. That way you can have each of the problems as well as their answers in your notebooks. All right. The reason I'm really harping on this is because division of fractions is one of the things that Mrs. Waller says is the most important for you to have a strong grasp of as you go into middle school math. All right. So as you write these down, we'll go through them together. We have the reciprocal of 5/6. We know that when we make a reciprocal, we're going to flip those two numbers. So go ahead and write the answer with me in your notebooks. That's going to be 6/5. Let's move on to the next one. We have the product of 1/3 and its reciprocal. So we have 1/3. We're finding the product, so we know that we need to multiply. The reciprocal of 1/3 is 3/1. Then we multiply. We get 3/3, which is equal to 1. Please have that written down. Our next is the reciprocal of 4. We know that any whole number is going to be itself over 1. The reciprocal is going to be flipped or inverted 1/4. And here, what we're really being asked is how many 3/4 are in 1? We know that any number when we divide 1 by any number, the answer is its reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. Write this down. I just want to review our main points. A reciprocal is an inverted or flipped fraction. Therefore, the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2/1. Second, we use reciprocals to divide in problems like 1/2 divided by 4/3. And third, when we divide 1 by any number except 0, the answer is its reciprocal. So that is why 1 divided by 1/4 equals 4.